Welcome. This is a unique situation. I'm here with my mate James Chilli Cheal, and we're about to do the first thing that we've ever done in the shop, and we're going to call it the Bullpal podcast. So thanks everybody for coming. Welcome. Thanks. I needed that. We're freestyling. We haven't really. I've got about 5 things written down, but I think we know each other well enough to just talk off the top of the cuff and make it up as we go along. But it is a Q&A. You guys can ask questions. We'll see how we go. We might need some help. But I'm going to start off with going. Cheers, brother.
Thanks for having me. Huh?
Thanks for coming.
Thanks, everyone.
Thanks for coming. I suppose we might as well start off with who the hell are you and why are you here?
Well, I'm here because there's free beers.
Thanks, 4 Pines, you legends. Couldn't have done it without you.
No, I grew up on the Gold Coast.
Yep.
And started making boards on the Gold Coast because I just absolutely hated school, and and didn't go to school.
Okay.
And then.
So how old were you when you
I was like.
So when you say you hated
17,
school,
18. Oh,
right.
from.
Okay.
15, 16.
Yeah. What school did you go?
I went to Currumbin High.
Right.
I used to just go stash my board in the bush at Kira, and when the waves are pumping, I'd go and surf instead of go to school.
Okay.
So
you were a typical Gold Coast grommet.
Typical, yeah.
Of the time.
We used to light the Kira Hill on fire, and we used to do all sorts.
Well, obviously changed that, by the way, because now they've got a surfing high performance school at Currumbin, for example, because Chilli and all the boys didn't even used to turn up.
No,
so they went, let's just change it a bit and get.
When the tour used to come to town, the QS, which was Johnny Boy Gomes and Sonny Garcia and all them.
Gnarly dudes.
I was like one of the kids that used to go and score pot for them. so I was like young, and they were my idols, and yeah. So anyway.
So he's a badass gangster from a grommet age, which is probably why we get on so well, and probably why half the crowd is like-minded. Anyway, you've moved on, you've grown up, you've evolved.
Yeah, so I moved on down to Sydney because I got an apprenticeship with Cluffy.
Yeah.
Greg Clough.
Yeah. Aloha.
And he was slowly teaching me to shape, and then I just I've never left. So
you've built from there. You see, I remember. So Greg Clough, the legend who started the shop, by the way, that we're in now. He used to get pretty much the same amount for a surfboard as we do now. Back in the day. And okay, so I'll tell you a fact about surfboards. When we opened the store in 1991, we were selling Aloha boards, which Greg Clough, who pretty much taught. Did Clough teach you how to shape? He did.
Well, he did, but Chris Goulding really, because Chris was under Cloughie.
So it was in the Aloha factory.
Yeah.
And I mean, the shop opened in '91. Aloha was a very strong brand then, but they were $600 when we opened the door. Do you know what I mean? And for a surfboard to be that much then and to be $1,000 now, it's crazy. It's out of whack. So anyway, you've gone into a field that you're never going to be a millionaire making surfboards.
Exactly.
Really.
No.
So it's your passion.
Yep.
All right, and so that's why you do it. So you went from Queensland. You were stashing your boards in the bushes.
So the reason I made surfboards is because I didn't love school. So I was like, what am I going to do with my hand? I got to do something with my hands because I've got to build stuff, and I love surfing. So that's why I went and started fixing dings.
Just starting at the
polishing,
bottom. Starting at the bottom, working your way up. Then you came to Sydney when you were how old?
I was around 22, 23.
Yeah. Okay.
And started working with Brett Warner.
Yeah.
And Cluffy. Because Brett was sponsored and working with Cluffy.
So Harwood Road.
So Brett was the first surfer shaper in the world.
He was
combo.
He was pretty much Cluffy's first born.
He was.
Shaper surfer. Then you came along, and what is this like 1990? We're not very good with that. When you get old, you kind of forget your
No,
Your time chronologically.
But it happened.
But it's mid-90s, I think. Huh? And from there, then you went out on your own.
From there, I was shaping, and then each winter, because the board sales were low, I'd have to go and do my old job, which was a brickies labourer, and I'd have to go brickies labouring in between every winter, and then I was like, I want to shape. So,
cool.
And I went to Cluffy and said, can I start my own brand, and do you want to support me? And he wasn't that into it. So he pushed me out on my own, and I was doing one board a week, but I was better than brickies labouring. So
okay, cool.
So it was best me shaping all year, then shaping through the summer, because everyone wanted boards in the summer. And then in the winter I go back to brickies labouring. I was like, I'm done with that. So
fair enough.
So I had to actually start my own board brand.
Okay. So it's been a long road, and now you're one of the most successful shapers in the world, which is why you're here, sitting in front of the camera.
Maybe, yeah.
Well, you're doing really well. You're doing an amazing job. Your boards are amazing. It's crazy how some of the, back in the day, a lot of the boards from Aloha in this store were shaped from you. And then you moved to, where was your first sort of setup? Where were you making?
It was Brookvale with Warner.
Okay, so Brookie, that's right.
That's where I did my one board a week.
Okay, you're right.
One board a week,
okay. And now, just to fill everybody in, you've got licensees. So where are your boards produced nowadays?
Where the States, Europe,
Bali,
obviously Australia, New Zealand.
Like, it's hard for me to actually remember that your name is James. So can we fill everybody in? Why Chilli? Why the emblem? What's the history behind Chilli?
Well, my last name's Cheal.
Right.
And when I was at school, everyone called me Chilli, and I fucking hated it. So it stuck. Because everything that you hate sticks.
Yeah. Okay.
So they used to call me Chilli, and I was like, I hate that name. But then
it stuck.
Yeah, it stuck. Yeah. So then I ended up maturing a little bit.
Yeah. Yeah.
And creating a board brand out of it.
Cool.
I was like, fuck, what am I going to call my board brand? And I was like, so. Yeah, I might as well call
But you've run with it. It suits you. Everybody who thinks he looks like a chili. and is it correct in assuming that grommet over there, what's his name?
Little pepper chili.
Pepper chili. So it's even spawning down through the generations. So I mean, you've had some great success with team riders. Who was one of the biggest team riders that you've shaped for that had an influence on your life?
It'd definitely be Andy and Bruce Irons, because at that stage I was like on such a high. I had my wife to be.
Yeah.
I was shaping boards for the best in the world, and I didn't really know what I was doing, but I knew that it kind of was working, so I was just rolling with it.
Yeah. Because you were doing, but that started through the Billabong license, didn't it? Remember?
Yeah, well, that started after actually.
After, okay, because you got Andy on a few boards, right?
Always wanted to shape boards for Andy Irons, so I gave a board to Glenn Hall.
Yeah.
For Andy, he took it. Andy looked at it, laughed at it, threw it in his board bag,
right.
and then.
Yeah, right.
Like 6 months later, he carried this board around the world. Yeah.
Unreal.
6 months later, he was in Fiji, and Roy Powers, who was his travel partner, he jumped on the Chilli and was surfing it really well. That Andy was like, "Fuck, give it here."
Got jealous.
Yeah, he got jealous, and then he wrote it, and
Wow.
then he started calling me, ordering boards, and paying for surfboards.
Wow. So that was that's a special moment.
Yeah,
then you knew you had something.
Yeah.
Then you were like, okay, hold on, maybe I can make a proper career out of this. So that's cool. Rest in peace.
So
Mr. Irons, legend.
And he would send me like checks from the Hawaiian the Hawaiian bank account, whatever it was. But they were too much. They were like, he overpaid for his
Really?
surfboards, and
Really?
I've
What a
got
legend. No one does that, by the way. That must have been compliments of Billabong.
I've got checks that I never cashed because he was like paying me in US dollars and I was charging him in Aussie dollars. And anyway, it's
that's just the life he lived. He was a proper rock star.
Yeah.
Yeah. Cool. That's good.
From there, he got his brother on the boards, Bruce, which was trying to qualify.
Yeah.
And he was like, help my brother. And I was like, fuck, I don't know what to do. I'll just make him some boards,
Yes,
like I did for Andy, because I was like, I'll make boards, but I didn't really know, like I was still learning. So I was like, I don't really know how they're going to go.
Yeah,
it was just all just a
it was
mix.
a learning curve, and
it
taught you a lot.
And I just had to go. So I made his brother boards, and he qualified for the tour. So it was like,
so all of a sudden you got thrown into the fire, and you had to roll with it.
Completely thrown.
So well done, mate.
Yeah,
good.
Thanks.
That's pretty cool. And since then, you've had obviously heaps of other team riders throughout the world. Who else can you claim as riding? Okay, who? Talk about Australians first. So who was sort of the first guys on your team in Australia? I'll give you a hand. Who was Hedgie?
No, I'm just... No, you said
the
first.
Oh, right.
You said
was
first.
Was it the Fox? Was it Zara? Who was? Well,
you didn't say the third. You
said the
first.
third.
So I'm fucking trying to give you like an honest answer.
Well, I'm trying to make it up as we go. Okay, well, who was the first? I can't remember.
What are we talking, like pros, or are we talking like a sponsorship?
Sponsorship.
Yeah,
not pros.
Shane Carroll was my first. Shane Carroll,
yeah. Wow.
Yeah.
Cool.
That's like
sweet.
That's like deep in the brain. But
nice.
But for like high rolling guys, it was like Hedgie and Trent Munro and
Trent as well. Yeah. Cool.
Yeah.
And you made cool. Okay. And then on an international level.
Well, international level was obviously Andy and Bruce.
Andy started
but
Bruce.
It kind of still happens now. What happened back in the day was if someone like Andy, which was like the pick of the pack, got something, then you had like all
his
the
mates.
Hobgoods.
Yeah,
and
that's
then,
right. I remember.
And then you had like Dustin Barker and even Sonny Garcia and then it all just rolls.
So in other words,
everyone just follows each other.
Yeah, you make a few good boards for someone, and everybody wants a piece of the pie, and that's how
they do.
Surfboard. That's how selling surfboards.
It's like a restaurant. Everyone like talks about it. Everyone goes there and they buy their food until it goes to shit.
Yeah, cool.
So
sweet. Behind us, we've got all the different models. Surfboards have evolved from when you first started. Like back in the day, even this shop, all we had was hundreds of skinny, narrow shortboards with shitloads of rocker. Thanks, Kelly Slater, I reckon, for that. And everybody wanted one of them. And then all of a sudden, shapes and designs started sort of diversifying, because not everybody could ride a 6'1", 17 3/4, 2 1/4.
No.
So surfboard designs really come along strong in the last 20, 30 years. And we're all age, we're not grommets anymore, even though we think we are. Can you tell the crew about your personal surfing? What do you ride? Like I know you've been living in Bali quite a lot over the last few years.
I've been there a bit, but
so what's your
all I try to do was with my normal like shortboards 6.0. I used to ride a 6.0, 19 1/4, 2 1/2.
Yeah.
Right.
So 30 litres rough, more or less.
But then you venture out and you're just kidding yourself.
Yeah.
You get older, you get an injury.
Slower.
So then I basically put that same shortboard idea into mid-length, which we do heaps of.
Yeah.
And it's like a 2-in-1. It's like you like paddle onto the wave like an old guy.
Yeah.
But then when you're surfing and when there's something there, you can
there.
still throw it around. So that's basically what we did there.
And that's a big part of the market.
It's huge.
There's an aging population. Surfing, everybody surfs now.
Yeah.
Back in the early 90s.
Yeah.
there wasn't as many surfing. There's a lot more kids. There's a lot more girls. So the whole range of surfboards that you need to make as a shaper now sort of caters for everyone.
Yep.
But the thing with your range is you do cater for like big wave guns. We've got one of your.
Yep.
I think it's an 8.6 over there. That's like a massive bombing board. Obviously, the influences, you've got guys riding them around the world.
That was scary because I started designing them and didn't know how they go. So it was I'm either going to
But you've done that before, mate.
I'm either going to make someone really happy or they're going to die.
But so obviously it works.
So it works.
So thrown in the deep end. So that's just using all your skills and expertise and sort of guesstimating what's going to work. And that's basically what being a shaper is all about.
Yeah, exactly.
And doing models like that. And having good test rides. I mean, you've got a lot of the Indonesian guys are shredding on your boards over there. You've got the WA guys.
Yeah.
Jay Davies.
It's endless. But board design in general, everyone's pretty tight. Like everyone knows everyone's stuff. Like they all we've got machines, we've got software.
Yeah.
Like when you build a model like the Churro 2, the Churro 2 is built off the Churro, so it's like
so you know it's going to work.
All that feedback, you're pretty much putting something to market that you know is going to go. But it's going to go better because you've had years of feedback. Like sometimes when you build a model, you have a short window of like R&D, and you have like 10 guys. But then when you release the model, you have like 200 guys or 2,000 people that give you 3 years of input. So then you release your Churro 2. So then you get it actually pushes the whole performance up.
So every surfboard in the range is just an evolution of the previous one, tweaking them, making them better.
Yeah.
That's the beauty, like being an old dude now too, like I still love my surfing. And the best thing is the boards just keep getting better.
Yeah, of course.
Which keeps you frothing. Tell me about the carbon line on your boards. And not the line on your surfboard, not the carbon.
We wanted to come up with a better weave, like a better glass weave for the boards to make them stronger.
Yeah.
And I got this made at Colan in Sydney. Yeah. The only glass company that will weave surfboard glass and they'll do a custom weave.
Right.
So I got it made, and then it was really hard for the glasses to wet out, and I noticed that it wasn't getting used.
Yeah.
So obviously the weave was really strong, and it was hard for the glasses to wet out the glass.
Yeah.
So I was like, "Fuck you guys!" So I'm going to put a line in there, so I know that you're using it, because I wanted to R&D. I wanted to make the board stronger. Yeah. So I was like, I'll put a line in there, and I always like things a bit off. I don't like things on center. I like things. Yeah. So I just put it like, I don't know,
left field. Like cool.
2 inches, whatever, to the right.
Okay.
So we started making these boards with the line in them.
Yeah.
And I was doing the glass on the top and the bottom.
Yeah.
And the line was a bit crazy on the top. So we started doing the bottom, and then people started ringing, going, "Oh, what's the line? Like, what is the line?
Why? What is it?
Yeah, what is it?" So I decided to keep it through all our range. So we started with the red line for R&D, and then we changed to the black line when we created a model.
Cool.
So the line really was there for when the guys glassed the boards.
Yeah.
And they did, they didn't like using the glass because it was too strong.
Yeah. Okay.
So then we just kept it on because people were calling about it.
And it's your individual trademark. And at least if you buy a board with the Chilli logo on, it's got the line, it's a real one.
Yeah, and that is our weave. Like no one else has that weave. Like it is a special weave that we did for our boards.
Cool.
And it's I feel it's stronger.
Yeah, nice. All right, well, I'm going to ask you, we sort of probably need to wind it up, otherwise people can't listen to it. We could talk all night, couldn't we? But I'm going to ask you a couple of simple questions, and all I want from you is one-word answers.
Yeah.
All right?
It's like
okay.
hard quiz.
Yeah, it's a bit like hard quiz, and I heard you went to it last night. It's a bit different, but similar. Okay. Favourite country you've ever been to?
Indonesia.
Indonesia! Oh, Bullpal! Bagus! Best car ever? Best car you ever had, and please don't say that one out the front.
Yes.
Yes. The Yaris, is it? Well, it gets a park. He did park in a parking spot that big, which is handy.
Good.
It's good for the city. Fair enough. Good answer.
Yeah.
Favourite surfer of all time that you've watched growing up, excluding any team? So you can't say Andy Irons, because I know you probably would have said that, because a lot of people say that, but I'm not letting you say him.
Favourite surfer? My son Pepper.
Yes, good answer. Tonkotsu or miso ramen?
Oh, ramen. Oh, yeah, ramen. Mr. Ramen.
Miso ramen. Best for you, the best surf trip of your life, where was it? One word.
Oh, fuck.
So in other words, there's too many. How good
Best
is that?
surf trip of my life was Indonesia.
Okay. Popular. Okay, no wonder you live there heaps. Oh, this is an obvious one. The best wave of your life, Indonesia. Of course he's going to say that.
No, Kira.
Kira, perfect.
Oh, yeah, Kira,
okay, good. Okay, good.
Yeah.
Good. What year?
I don't know, I was pretty stoned.
So what? Okay. What were you? What board, were you riding one of your own boards, or were you riding
Mount
Woodgee or
used to
something?
ride Mount Woodgee. I used to ride Mount Woodgee and sand and polish and.
Sweet.
Mount
So that's
Woodgees
kind of where you learn. That's where you started, Mount Woodgee. Okay, cool. Then you went to Brookie. Okay, cool. Favourite surf shop?
Aloha, man.
Yeah! Fuck, that was lucky. Okay. And favourite board to ride at the moment?
I just want to say one thing. Mars, where is he? Yeah. Mars, Mars helped me do this logo too. Yeah.
Did he?
So, yeah.
Bullpal.
Mars. Yeah.
And it's a fluke that you're here tonight, Mars, and it's pretty cool. Happy birthday,
thanks,
Lily.
Mars.
What the world doesn't realise is we've kind of grown up together. We're pretty tight, the crew, the surfing industry throughout the northern beaches, the Marsies, like everybody, we're all mates.
Yeah.
We've all worked for each other. I mean, I've only done one job, this one, but everybody else has worked for everybody.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But that's cool because we're mates. So it just goes to show that we do it for a passion, and it's cool that we can all remain mates.
It is.
You know, we can work for different companies, but it's cool, and that's why we do it. All right, and I love you, brother, and I love all you guys for coming.
Thanks,
I think we're going to finish. If there's any Q&As, but there's one question that I want to ask, and this one's from Janie. But she stole, but it's a good one. It's a good one, and you might need a bit of time to think about this. James Chilli Cheal.
Yeah.
Who are you when no one is watching?
Naked. No.
That's a bit
Is it?
superficial, that one, but I like it. I like it. That'll do.
No,
You want to go deeper?
I'm really annoying to my wife. That's who I am.
Okay. Did I? So, hey, dude, so am I, bro. And we apologise.
Yeah.
I suppose we want to wrap it up. We just want to say thanks, everybody, for coming.
Thanks, guys.
Thanks for the good work shaping.
Thanks, legend.
Thanks, man.
Thanks.
Love ya.
Thanks, guys.